Right, thank you for that. Our next speaker is our Permanent Secretary for Employment in Fiji, Jone Maretino Nemani. If we can put our hands together, one of our Fiji partners will share. Thank you.
Bulubinak, and good afternoon. While waiting for my laptop to switch on, I'd like to, the slides up there just gives you a picture of our growth in the last decade when Fiji participated in this RSE. But I'd like to just take a step back and share some observation having to listen to the presentations yesterday and today. But before doing so, let me just acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we host the RSE conference for the 2 days, and we also pay respect and tribute to past and present leaders that have graced this land for this to take place. My presentation will be very much high level, not too much of a detail, but I only have 3 slides that will give you some reflections on where we were in the last 10 years and the growth that I call the decade of partnership, building a sustainable labor mobility. And that's just by region, the numbers that is up there. Again, we were impacted with the same, what do you call, the act of God, maybe, due to the impact of COVID-19, and most of us had suffered the same consequences. Nistan Vinaka, good afternoon, distinguished delegates, and thank you for the opportunity to address you this afternoon. 2005 marks a significant milestone for us, the 10th year of Fiji's participation in the RSE program. A decade represents substantial experience, proven commitment, and valuable insights that I believe merit your attention as we look forward to the future of Pacific labor mobility. First, let me acknowledge New Zealand's strategic investment in this partnership, particularly the funding of Fiji's first country liaison officer. This support demonstrates a shared vision for effective program management and will enhance our operational capacity considerably. Fiji's proven record. Where does Fiji stand today? We have demonstrated consistent growth and resilience over the years. While COVID-19 impacted our participation like the Pacific nations, or like all Pacific nations, our recovery trajectory shows the fundamental strength of our approach. We have built robust systems and maintained strong employer relations throughout these challenges. Fiji brings distinctive comparative advantage to this program. Our village-based selection model that proven highly effective. Employers consistently report superior team performance, communication, and reliability when workers originate from the same community. This approach creates national leadership structures and accountability mechanisms that benefit all stakeholders. Our workforce profile is compelling. Strong literacy and numeracy levels, direct daily flights and connectivity, in-country New Zealand immigration processing, and currently over 700 qualified candidates ready for deployment. Our National Employment Centre has the infrastructure and staff capacity to manage significant program expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond basic labor supply, we have invested in worker development. Our partnership in the proposed pilot Wakamasina program and specialized pilot initiatives include forklift certification demonstrates our commitment to adding value rather than simply providing hands. Program impact and success. The program impact has been transformative. Workers achieve tangible life improvements, enhanced livelihoods and standards, diversified income streams, and expanded opportunities for their families. This isn't just about a temporary employment. It's about sustainable development outcomes. However, I must address a critical constraint. While Fiji has demonstrated capacity to significant growth in the program, accommodation availability has emerged as a fundamental bottleneck. This isn't a question of ability to supply qualified workers. It's about New Zealand's capacity to house them appropriately and cost-effectively. I'm happy to hear and learn that New Zealand is seriously looking at this issue strategically to strengthen and resolve. Recent policy changes, including the lifting of accommodation charge freezes, have intensified pressures on employers already struggling with housing costs and availability. Poor accommodation conditions create risk for our workers, employers, and program reputation. This challenge requires strategic attention at policy level. Also, broader welfare challenges. We must also genuinely acknowledge broader welfare considerations. Extended family separations of 6 to 9 months create documented impacts of children's educational and emotional well-being. Recent policy adjustments removing minimum wage premiums and work guarantees have raised legitimate concerns about worker economic security, particularly during adverse weather periods. Additionally, challenges include cultural adjustments difficulties, social isolation, and varying employer expectations around workplace standards. These factors affect productivity, program continuity, and worker satisfaction. Fiji's strategic responses. Fiji is committed to addressing these challenges proactively. We are undertaking comprehensive pre-departure orientation programs and reviews, developing enhanced worker welfare frameworks, implementing team leader training programs, and conducting remittance impact studies to better understand program outcomes. Most significantly, we are proposing a comprehensive reintegration program for returning workers. Human capital that represents substantial investment. Currently, we are not maximizing the potential of this resource. Our vision encompasses business development support, skills, recognition frameworks, and mentorship programs that enable returnees to become community development catalysts. However, these initiatives require New Zealand partnership, program design expertise, potential co-funding arrangements, and recognition of mutual long-term benefits. A successful integration program creates positive feedback loops. more skilled returnees enhance program reputation and demonstrates that RSE represents genuine sustainable development rather than temporary labor arbitrage. A vision for partnership. Our objective extends beyond increasing work numbers. We seek to develop a program model that delivers optimal outcomes for workers, families, employers, and communities. This requires balancing economic efficiency with social responsibility and long-term sustainability. We need innovative solutions, potentially employer accommodation consortiums, government housing partnerships, enhanced policy coordination mechanisms between our nations and its key stakeholders and partners. These challenges present opportunities for collaboration, problem solving that strengthens the entire program framework. What I'm proposing is continued strategic partnership. Fiji has proven its commitment and capability over the decade. We have the infrastructure and workforce to expand participation responsibly. But addressing accommodation constraints, worker welfare concerns, and reintegration opportunities requires coordinated efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, I've heard this earlier on, and I think the presentation by Fiona this morning highlighted some of these issues and addressed some of the issues I'm going to raise here. What does the future outlook for RSE look like in the next 3 to 5 years or to 10 years? Professional independent research and data sharing is critical and important for all labor-sending countries so that it can help us make informed decisions and assist in the strengthening of the program. Growth of labor mobility. When we talk about labor mobility in the ARC, I'm looking at labor mobility irrespective of sectors. Some of us are enjoying labor mobility in some sectors, while others are enjoying labor mobility in many other sectors. The ease of access for RSE immigration visa online. And I thank, again, Fiona for presenting that detailed presentation, because now we know where we're at in terms of providing our workers with online visa applications in the future. However, to sum this up, and I've heard this before, what sort of legacy do we want to leave behind for RSE? Both for New Zealand government, for the employers, and for the labor-sending countries. In closing, a call to action. The next decade should prioritize program quality and sustainability alongside growth. We have the opportunity to develop a labor mobility model that serves as a regional benchmark, one that delivers sustainable economic benefit to both employers, New Zealand, and the labor-sending countries, while maintaining high social and ethical standards and a duty of care to all our workers. I believe that together we can achieve exactly the same outcome. Thank you for listening.
Are there any questions from the floor? No questions. Right. Let's put our hands together again for Jone for the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.